It's expanding now. Hey, Alec, how are you feeling? I don't know, maybe you didn't hear me. Hey, Alec, how are you feeling?
Good. I'm sorry I had my volume down.
Oh, that's okay. I probably turned mine up too loud. Hey, Evan. Um, are you allowed to be back on screen time, obviously, Alec?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool.
That's about all I can do. And then color. So,
Oh, you're allowed to color?
yeah, coloring was fun.
Oh, okay, good. Good. Um, did you ever get that slope project? Well, you would have had
Uh,
I was going to say you would have had to done the lines and all that other stuff.
no, I don't. What?
The stained glass window one. I
Oh,
think
yeah, I did.
I gave it to you in class. I was going to say if you had only the coloring left, it would have been okay. But
I
you,
did it. I had the other one thing to do, the other section.
oh, okay. Well, I was going to say your class. Let's see. Are you in my fourth or fifth? I always get you confused. You're in fifth. Okay, I actually handed them theirs yesterday, and it will be due December 4th.
Okay.
My ninth graders did it while the eighth graders were in Washington, D.C. So, um,
Yeah, I still have it, and I'll just finish the other end.
okay. All right. Well, like I say, it's December 4th. It's 3 weeks away. So, the good news about it, I feel like for you in this, particularly in the situation that you've been in, is it's going to be a way to kind of keep you going
Entertain.
well and keep you going with regard to keeping up with what we're doing, like slopes and lines and all of that stuff, because that's really essentially what we're working on for chapter 3 and chapter 4. So what I might try to do is find another thing that's like that, and we'll just do that in lieu of all the other assignments in the middle.
Yes, ma'am.
So yesterday, hey, Evan, do you have questions about what we did yesterday in class, or do you want me to just work on that worksheet on class on Math Lab, just the worksheet? Are you talking about the one, um, the one where it was the with the riddle on it, or the warm up sheet that we did? Oh, the riddle. Okay, let me pull it. Let me pull it up. Hold on, just 1 second. I'll pull it up in Cami.
I'm gonna get
Or at least I think I will. To close it here and then pull it into Drive to be able to pull it up. So, were you in the wakeboarding class, Alec?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's when it happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, it's not a great situation.
Yeah. Wow. That's rough. Does that meet over there at Lake Point, or what is that? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, that complex over there.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that where that meets?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Wow, I'm sorry you got hurt.
No, it's
Were
not
you
your
enjoying the were you enjoying the class until that point?
Oh, absolutely. I was still enjoying the class. I mean, it's a really good class.
Wakeboarding, I know. I always thought that was so cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, once you get the hang of it.
Yeah. Okay. Why isn't rolling? Oh, here we go.
China Day was yesterday.
Yes, China Day was yesterday,
You
Brittany.
didn't invite me.
I didn't invite you because I had a concussion and I was kind of busy.
Totally forgot. I was like, I wanted to go.
Nice, Brittany.
Sorry, I forgot about your concussion. Maybe I didn't have a concussion.
You got a little bit more than that concussion.
Maybe. It has been suggested. Yes.
Oh, shoot.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can go. Do it. There, Brittany. Where? Where it is? Calculating.
Here we go. All right, I'm going to go back and forth between the worksheet and a blank PDF. And I'm going to go over and then I've got also this. So, can you see the worksheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Kind of blown up. We've been doing the point slope form, which looks like y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And this is the point slope of a line. And so I'm gonna actually work this particular problem out. I'm gonna make sure that this is where Evan, hold on, let me pull up the Google Hangout now. Evan, do you want me to start at this part of the worksheet or further down? Start at the top? Hold on. Because what it is, Alec, to kind of catch you up, is yesterday in class, I did this worksheet, and on the left side there are numbers, or on the letters, and on the right side there are numbers. And then each one of the students, like you were working in partners. So I was one person's partner in a class, but one of the students did the lettered side and one of the students did the right side. And I'll show you in just a minute, but there's a riddle at the top of the page. It says, why did the cat get kicked out of school? And so at the bottom of the page, if the student's answer for number 8 was exactly like the student's answer for the letter H, they would put in the letter H for the number 8, and it would answer the riddle. So, hey, Evan, were you the letter side or the number side? You don't remember? So should I just work? Oh,
I've heard that one before. Oh, I just remembered it. Oh, what was it?
okay.
Because he was a cheetah.
Yes,
Yes.
that is the answer. But okay. Oh, that's right, Evan. I know why you can't remember, because you were in that group of 3, and you were supposed to. You and Alinda were each doing 8, and Connor was doing 10. Because I always punish Connor in class. Yes, you, Alinda, and Connor. And then I think I had one other group of 3. Oh, the girls in front. Tessa, Alyssa, and Lily. So I don't know which ones you would have circled, because Alinda was supposed to circle 8. You were supposed to circle 8. And Connor was supposed to circle 1. Oh, you were doing all of set 1. That was a good way to do it. Y'all are geniuses. All right, so I'll do all of set 1. That was a really good idea. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do the letters and numbers for set 1.
I think I just calculated by my hand.
Now I need an extra sheet of paper. That's not the extra sheet that I need.
Okay. I just calculated pi by hand. 3.2.
This.
Approximation.
Does this happen? Okay, 3 minus m equals 2/3. Okay. I think we got it now. Okay. So the ordered pair that I was given is 3, 0, and the slope is 2/3. So within my formula, once again, just to repeat it, is y minus 1 equals m times x minus x1. So what I'm going to do is just plug in the given information. So I will put in y minus 0 equals 2/3 times x minus 3. So this is just going to be y simplified. And this is going to be 2/3 x minus 2. And that one is solved. It wasn't a negative 2/3, was it? Oh, but that was a negative 3. Because this would have been 2/3. Why that turns into a positive is because this would have been an x minus a minus 3 here. So it goes to that. Okay? So that's the answer for number 1. Does that make sense to you, Evan? Okay, good. All right, I'm going to erase this and move to the next one. And y'all let me know if I'm over on this page, if anybody else shows up to Math Lab, because I won't know when I'm on that page.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and work that whole left side. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this one next. So that one gave me 2 points. And the points are 6 and 2 and -3, -7. And because this time, the first thing we'll have to do, which we had kind of a worksheet with regard to this, Alec, the front side was showing you how to use point slope form given a point and a slope. And the back side of the worksheet, it was a graphic organizer that showed you what to do if you were given 2 points. So obviously what you would have to do is calculate slope first. So we'll use the slope formula, which is y2, nice 2, Miss Sparks,
That was
minus
great.
y1, x2 minus x1. So we'll use that formula to calculate slope first. So I'm going to do 2 minus a -7 all over 6 minus a -3, which this turns into 2 plus 7, which is 9. And this turns into 6 plus 3, which is 9, which reduces, that 9 over 9 reduces to 1. So my slope for this one is going to be 1. So now what I'll do is use the point slope form to find the equation, the slope intercept equation of the line. So the slope, once again, just to remind you that the point slope formula is y minus y1 equals, whoops, slope times x minus x1. And I will just plug in the information that I've gotten. We will choose one of the 2 points that are given. It doesn't make any difference which point, because both points are on the same line. So it doesn't make a bit of difference which of the 2 points that I pick. You should still come out with the same equation, obviously, because it's the equation of the same line. I'm just going to default to the top one. So the setup will look like this: y minus 2, because I'm picking the y coordinate of the first ordered pair here. And then I'm going to plug in my slope, which is 1. And I really wouldn't need to write that because 1 times anything is itself. But just to show the substitution here, I'm going to go ahead and write it. And then x minus, and then minus, oh, it's not a minus on this one, -6. So now I've actually substituted in the information that I got, which I got the slope by using the slope formula. And now I'm using the point slope formula to get to the slope intercept form of my equation. So now I have y, the next step would be y minus 2. And in a normal case, if it wasn't 1, I would actually be distributing whatever value this was to both pieces within the parenthesis. And essentially, I guess I am. 1 times x is x. 1 times the -6 is -6. And so now what I'm going to do is just solve it algebraically by adding 2 to both sides of the equation. Which eliminates this side. And now I've got y by itself, which was my goal. And then negative 6 plus 2 is a minus 4. So I have y equals x minus 4. And that would be the answer to this one. Nice writing, Miss Sparks. There we go. All right. I'm going to go back here. Evan, do you have any questions so far? Okay. Is it all making sense? Is it helping that we're going through them? Okay, good. All right. Moving right along, I'm going to erase this to the next one. So the graphic organizer, essentially when you're given, when I gave that out on Monday, the front side of the paper is when you're given the slope and a point. And the back side of the paper is when you're given 2 points. So it's just one extra step for that back side, which is going to be much like now the next one that we're doing is this one right here. And it's one just like H. So we're going to have to calculate that slope first. All right. So our 2 points are, negative 4, negative 6, and 3, and 8. Okay, so my slope formula is y2. For some reason, I'm not wanting to write that little 2. Maybe that was better. Okay, so I'm going to use and remember I said this in class, but I always try to write my ordered pairs in a vertical fashion because for me, and you have to kind of find what works for you, but for me, writing them vertically helps me to keep the ordered pairs straight in my mind. So it seems when I write them horizontally, I have more of a tendency to mix them up and which one I use first. So negative 6, and I always write the one on top first, minus 8 all over minus 4 minus 3. And that equals negative 6 minus 8 is a negative 14. Minus 4 minus 3 is a negative 7, which reduces to a positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. This reduces to 2. So my slope for this one is 2. So now I'm going to go back to my point slope form, plugging in the values that I've been given. Once again, that point slope form looks like this. Plugging in my values where they need to be plugged in. And so what I mean by that is I now have my slope, and I'm going to choose one of the 2 ordered pairs. So once again, I think I'm going to default to this first one. So I've got y minus a minus 4 equals 2. Oops, my bad. It's a minus 6. Minus 2, which is my slope, times x minus a minus 4. So this turns into y plus 6 equals 2 times x plus 4. And now I'm going to distribute on the right side the 2 to both the x and the 4. So that turns out to be 2x plus 8. And now I'm going to try to isolate y, getting it all by itself by subtracting 6 from both sides. That gives me y over here, which was my goal. And now I've got it equals to 2x plus 2 because 8 minus 6 is 2. So now this is in slope-intercept. This is point-slope form. And this is the slope-intercept form, which is what we're trying to do, is to get all of these into slope-intercept form. Oops. So my answer is this. Okay, so oh, okay. I just saw your message that you have to leave in 3 minutes. All right. Do I have time to do one more, do you think, or do you have to go? Okay. All right. I think. And if you're going to see Miss Murphy, go ahead and take your paper with you, and you can work the rest of your other side out with her. On this one, the next one that we're doing, where once again, we're given 2 points, -2 and -8, and 6 and 4. So I'm going to work out my slope, which is going to be -8 minus 4, because those are my 2 y coordinates, and then -2 minus 6. So on top, that gives me a -12, and on bottom, that gives me a -8. And that reduces to, because 4 goes into both of them evenly, that reduces to a positive 3/2. So my slope is this. So I'm going to now put that into slope-intercept form, just substituting in. So I'll have my y minus -8 on this one side, because I can choose either of my 2 points. And then I'm going to plug in slope for my m, and then x minus a -2. So this turns into y plus 8 equals 3/2 times x plus 2. And now I'm going to distribute my 3/2 to both sides. Everyone's favorite, to distribute a fraction. But really, 3/2 times 2/1 just reduces to 3. And that's how that looks. And now I'm going to get y all by itself by subtracting 8 from both sides. And I've got y equals 3 halves x minus 5. I don't know why it's not cooperating. Okay. All right. So at least that's half of it. And you guys could maybe work the other half on the other side. Okay. And I will see you tomorrow in class. Thanks for coming to Math Lab.